From the studios of Books in Motion, this is Rusty Nelson reading The Scalp Hunters, number 61 in the Wilderness series by David Thompson. Now let's begin with The Scalp Hunters, Chapter 1. The four were young and eager for excitement. They liked to explore and roam where whim took them. Only one had counted coup. That didn't matter since they were careful to avoid their many enemies. Short Bull, in particular, was tired of the same old haunts, the same old hunting grounds. He wanted to set eyes on country he had never seen before. So on the 10th night of their wandering, as he and his friends were hunkered around a crackling fire, he announced, "I'm not ready to go back to our village. I want to see more of the prairie." Plenty Elk grunted, "What is there to see but grass and more grass?" Across the fire from them, Wolf's Tooth said, "Were it up to you, we would not ride out of sight of our lodges." Right Hand laughed. He had the best disposition. His mother liked to say that when he was born the sun lit his eyes and had burned bright ever since. "We've already come farther than any of our people have ever come. What's another 5 or 6 sleeps?" They were young, and they were Arapaho. The Sariyatethka, some tribes called them, the dog-eaters. The Arapaho liked dog meat. To them it was delicious. To the other tribes it was the same as eating one's grandmother. All four wore finely crafted buckskins and moccasins that each bore the personal stamp of the wearer. Right Hand's moccasins were white to represent snow, with large blue triangles, the symbol for lakes. Wolf's Tooth's were mostly brown, but had red squares that stood for buffalo guts. Plenty Elk's moccasins were brown too, but with green rectangles to betoken the breath of life. Short Bull's had red markings that symbolized red crayfish. Only Short Bull had an eagle feather in his hair. He was the one who had counted coup. "So, we're agreed. We continue east?" "I'm for it," Right Hand said. "And I," Wolf's Tooth declared. Plenty Elk poked the fire with a stick, and sparks rose into the air. "You are my friends. I'll go where you go. But I'm not as fond of grass as the rest of you. I'm against this." Right Hand grinned at the others, then said casually, "I've heard you're fond of antelope." "Especially small antelope," Wolf's Tooth said, "even though she has 2 legs and not 4. Plenty Elk waited for their mirth to end before saying, "You envy me because she is as beautiful as a sunrise." "Now she is," Wolf's Tooth agreed. "Have you seen her mother? That's how she'll look in 50 winters." "I would not shed tears if the Utes took your hair," Plenty Elk parried. They were young, and they were best friends. Ever since they could remember, they did everything together. They learned to ride together, to hunt together, to shoot bows together. Short Bull's father was a member of the Spear Society, warriors who vowed never to retreat in battle, and taught them to throw a lance. They had been to many places together, up into the mountains where the snow stayed on the highest peaks even in the heat of summer, to the Black Hills, the sacred territory of the fierce Lakotas, to the geyser country with the long-time ally of the Arapahoes, the Cheyenne. But the four had never been this far out on the prairie. It was the thunder moon, and the prairie teemed with life. Elk hid in the thick timber that fringed the streams. Deer could be flushed from the cottonwoods. Raccoon
Sample complete. Ready to continue?